hold on, something about the soundtrack here. Right now, yes, what's happened to this window in YouTube is glitchy. Okay, but the stream seems to have started. Yes, right? Yes or no? Yes. So hello then folks, welcome back to this Gnomes. And the microphone, okay, here. So today we've got some things to achieve. This will be the last session for the model sheet. So finally this is it takes more time because it's streaming and I've been pausing occasionally to make the typical highlights, right? So it's not so didactic, but I mean for the model sheet making itself, right? But so here the only thing that was left that is like more relevant here is the top view, and so this is what we're gonna attempt to do here. This will be a short one because it's not likely that I'm gonna be interrupting this with too many things. Something's weird happening here. Okay, it's because of this, right? So let me remember here how to get. So we need top view for here, right? So you see I have already the circle there for the top view as well, and we are gonna place the, depending on the character design, this is not necessary, but because I'm exploring this will be good. I don't have I cannot assess the top view for the dragon nest, right? So unfortunately, so I'll have to yeah, just try to conceive it in the way I'm doing and the way I'm trying to adapt it. So far what I know about these characters that their head, their skull are on the top are very rounded, differently from what I'm doing. So also I'm trying to adapt mine, so I'm gonna make it more rounded than what I would usually do to adapt to my characters. But it's I've been doing and mentioning already. So here yeah, of course, skull, natural skull, something more like that, more like a cat skull maybe, but our human skull have something stuff like that. Okay, so here we need, maybe we could use the quad view. So Control Alt Q, because this one is actually better for, you see it's already synchronized. If you don't know, the synchronization is here, view, tab, then quad view only works when we are in quad view, right? This pops up, and we need this option, sync zoom pan. So you have this. Now you've got the cards. So here you got the way to do this thing. Very, very advantageous, and this is, yeah, probably I'll have to do something about this, right? So the screencast keys, let's see, it wants to go there. All right, let's change something here because this is getting, it's glitching, right? So I've realized this over time. So need to area. Okay, so maybe we're not gonna use this because it's started. Wait, now it's there. Okay, so align to the center. Okay, maybe this, right? Maybe align to the right, right? So set origin, whatever. Okay, let's leave like that. That should be okay. I had to adapt because this was starting to get really annoying to have these glitched things everywhere when doing this stream. So also let's start. I have a countdown timer here, 1 hour straight, so I'm gonna just start now, and we see if I will see if I can achieve this here in 1 hour, less than 1 hour. So if I can focus, yeah, so here look at how this is good, right? So now I can zoom in and don't need to care about any other things. Everything gets zoomed out. I can do this. It's all good now. So we're gonna go here, select the grease pencil. Let's make sure it's the right one. Yes, it's the necromancer ones. It's here and here, right? It's the same. Control tab 8. Then we are here. We're gonna go here with the same auto lock inactive layers option enabled. Then we're gonna go for top view. We're gonna enable that. We want the grid, we want everything else, but we need to be here in the top layer. So here we're going to use this to match the positioning of the, I'm not sure where I'm gonna start drawing here. Let's see. I still don't know where this was drawn. Where is this? Oh, it is there in the bottom right. Okay, so I don't know why it is there, but it's something about the, it's probably a vertical, horizontalized, yeah, it's on a plane, right? But for some reason it started drawing on that area there of a cube, of an arrayed cube. So what we can do here is just we select this and let's move it up, right? We can move it to this maybe, or to the center of the head, why not? And then for the arm we can start drawing somewhere else, or we can do all in the same plane. Really, this is not super relevant here. It doesn't really matter. Here I don't know, I just want to place it here, right? So in this case this doesn't need to be very precise. Wherever it is, I just want to be at on top in this case. So we can we can continue here, and we're gonna find the match for those properties here, those facial features. And yeah, starting from scratch here, this can sound, yeah, it's daunting, but here we got some reference here that is gonna be used. You see the tip of the nose here. Yeah, we don't have the top view here, of course, but we could have a top view that of the head that is you see, we could have something that would be like the head will be pointing. I think it's control, let's rotate. No, there's something about pivoting the, here we go. So we need to the top view here, just as the top orthographic, this, but then we're gonna tilt. I'm just demonstrating what I wanted for real. So then this means that this is just 4 or numpad 4 or numpad 6. So 7, numpad 7, numpad 4 or 6. Then if this is correct, so this here is the front of the character, so it will be 6. We'll have bring this here, and then this is the arm, right? The left arm. So the character is probably looking into this direction, right? So we'll have we could align here with here, but see, the quad view doesn't have this this flexibility. So I don't know how here we have to. This will be very, very tedious to do and very sensible. So not sensitive, not good, right? So I'm not gonna care about this. But this would be important, right? To have the perfect matching, to have some facilities. But we can just calculate from here, right? So you see, it doesn't reach, the tip of the nose doesn't reach here, so it's about a line, the first or second cube, yeah, something like that. So this will be the position of the tip of the nose in front of this square. So it doesn't reach, it doesn't bypass this. It will be about it would be... What's happening to... Okay, I have some terrible tool here. Terrible brush. Or is it... Okay, this brush is going crazy. Yeah, it's gone nuts. Okay, all brush gone nuts now. Great. So maybe it's because of the zoom. Yeah, it's because of the zoom. So I don't have precision anymore. So yeah, great. So don't know why this is happening, but we nonetheless we need to continue here. So we're gonna mark this line here, and we're gonna find, yeah, so about here, right? So this will be the tip of the nose here. It will reach this, and so the angle, let's say just like this, right? We could have this total mirror thing, right? So we're gonna add a mirror modifier here again. So we're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna just change the influence here instead of front top. Actually, top head arms. I have top here. I have top and top head arm. Maybe I did it twice. Yeah, but they are the same thing, right? So let's just see if there's anything here. There's... Move this to top right here, and actually, yeah, we're gonna delete this one, and because this one has the mirror. No, which one has the mirror? Yeah, it's this one. So we can just delete this one, which I believe has nothing. So we go back here, and we go back here, and there we go. So now I just care about one side. The muzzle here, or this area here for the cartoony front of the mouth. You see that it exactly goes in the first square, so it could be exactly here. So we can try to follow the curvature very smoothly. Nothing. Maybe we expand here a little, because these characters, we won't expand the forehead too much here. Like we're gonna try to keep it somewhat smooth, right? So we're gonna maybe just attempt something like here, right? Not too much, not... Then for the ear, we will attempt... Yeah, so this is the height. We don't care about the height here in principle, but we care about this line here. So this line will have the... And here, very important as well, the back. So it's like from the middle of the head, 1, 2, 3 cubes to the cubes, squares to the back, and it's like half after the third. So but we don't have a grid, a top view grid. Okay, that would be... It's fixable. We go in the grid. We're gonna Shift D, rotate 90 degrees, and snap to GZ global 0.5. No, GZ 1. No, I'm not being able to move to... Yeah, it's going nuts because of the array, but okay, this in here it could work, except that it creates some lots of problems here with visualization, right? So, but we see we got that solved from there, but then we don't want to really array this thing, so maybe we'll have to. This is why this as an object is not so good, so we can just try to separate this material, right? Let's delete its so this is experimental, so this is a great thing. Ideally we would like to turn this into grease pencil data, but it starts to get distorted, and so this is a problem. I think I deleted the wrong. Great, right? So we have it here, but this is the one that needs to have those things deleted. Okay, so now it's not a problem anymore. So I have the grid here, and now we can probably log those things, and we want to be yeah, going back here. So now we have these grids. This is horrible to see. Let's turn out this over. No, it will. Okay, this is a problem. This affects all the. Okay, I don't. There are so many things here that maybe I don't want to be looking at this, right? Or just leave it a frontal thing like that. So alright, let's look back here. So I was looking for this line, then I want to get the third, right, square. So 1, 2, 3, half of it. So about here would be where the tip of the ear goes. So here we just need to find where it will connect with its volume. It's not very clear here, so I think maybe it should connect later here, like more here. Than it looks like it's connecting here, but I prefer about even after. So here we might need to make some corrections in the other model sheets. So but something like that seems to be adequate. And then here we try to make a curvy thing, although I remember I wanted something more squarish here, more angular, so I have to try to respect this idea still. Then here that line is still in, yeah, maybe here we are exaggerating, so here we're gonna try to connect back to, yeah, keep it about that. Okay, so maybe we can imagine what will be the other features, but this will be, it doesn't look quite well, so we're gonna still, instead of carving, let's do this and hope that will work. Okay, maybe this more, yeah, maybe this protruding part won't appear that much as I was doing, so let's accept this. It's an ear, it will look good anyways in my perspective. In modeling, it's not the kind of feature that bothers me too much, especially in the new character design like this one. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, is it really good? Yeah, well, it seems to be adequate according to the idea. So then we need to, okay, this one will be important. So I want the cheek, this cheekbone, or this cheek here that is pointy there, very pointy, so we're gonna get here. This is very frontal, you see. Now, not very frontal, so it's still behind, aligned with the end of the eye socket, right, from the towards the back and the side. So we have it in the middle of the second square, after in the front of the head, the frontal part of the head circle. So 1, 2, so half. So that means that here we have 1 square, the middle of the head is here, 1, 2. This line here is probably the front, something about the front, that drawing that was drawn on a separated plane. I know we should snap it back to the other one. This is very bizarre. It probably happened because of snapping to the cube again, or to the grid, something like that. So this is something to be aware of. This technique is actually complicated. Yeah, the one with objects. I need to find a way to apply those objects to grease pencil in a way that they remain structural, clean grease pencil stuff. That will be optimal, and then we don't have to handle these objects anymore in the scene. So here let's get the 1, 2 and a half. So in this part is where this structure appears, but it looks too close to the, it's because maybe this here I've drawn too close to here of the face. Maybe this is a problem with this part of the side view, although it's not necessarily wrong, but maybe this is causing some conflicting features there, especially now that we reach here. So you see this, if I were to draw this here, it is too low. I'd like to have it here, right, to be able to see it from the top, but apparently we won't be able to see it from the top if we have this. So probably what this will do is that it will connect the ear or the head, because the skull is larger here, wider here, but much thinner here. So this is why we have this possibility that this thing goes inside, right? So this is why there will be a line here. So this is pretty confusing, right? But the structure here indicates that these things will be like collapsing on. It's hard to see, one is above the other. So this is, but here would be this. There's no doubt that this indicates that 1, 2, exactly. So maybe we could push this a little forward, but that won't change too much, and also more to the side. But the main idea is that this thing is would be exactly here, right? And then the question would be, this is the forehead, right? So the thing here would be exactly how the cheekbone, then, if this is a cheekbone, it connects to this part. So which kind of angle this would have. So we could have it more like here. So I'm trying to remember the jaw thing. So this is very important. Here we see this jaw starts to go up from here. So it's like this cube here. So from this cube here, as soon as we see it from the front, it will be about here. Something about here. We can also check from here where it would be, if we could. I haven't transposed. So if we were to transpose this to the side, or maybe I tried to transpose, right? 1, 2. So it will be like the second square from the center here towards the front of the, and the first, maybe half of the, let's say half of the second cube, first half of the second cube. So first half. So this is no, it's here. Now this is very bizarre. Where? Okay, now this technical organic thing is going crazy. Yeah, this is easier to solve in 3D, right? But I need to get at least something cleared out here. What I've just calculated, I've calculated probably this is more like here. So it will be maybe 1, 2, 3, even, yeah, 2, maybe also. And is this really correct? Am I counting correctly this? Yeah. Yeah, so you see they almost match right here, I see. So they should be like 1, 2.5, yeah, so probably this feature is about there, but so probably need to continue here. And yeah, so but here what could help, so you see this is very difficult to build up from scratch in this case. Maybe these are impossible character designs already, so we can improve that in 3D, and then we can fix those details. So here and then go back to the model sheet. So I don't like this stacking lines. I think this is, maybe it's not it will work, but I think this is wrong. But one good thing here that we can take into account is the mask, right? If I look one of those theatrical masks from the top, what would I see right on a top orthographic? Maybe I won't have a great vision because it will be sort of confusing just like this. So possibly what I want to do is that I want indeed to have the eye sockets maybe somewhere. They would be somewhere like here, right? You see in ghosting, right? But then we will have also the cheekbone like sticking, but not just to the side. That is the tendency of the character design of this cartoon, but more sticking in the front, just like here, you see. So the problem is that it is here, so we have to sort of find some way to merge this stuff right together. This is part of the mixing challenge of the character design. So at least we got the tip of the nose. Yeah, here nothing is clear actually, so this is very not being any useful for now. I had better, this was better for me when I started building this. I started, yeah, some lines help, and then what is interesting to do in this way anyway is that when you start to compare with the 3D model, maybe you have model already, maybe not yet, then you can start to compare this with what happens in the real 3D model when it starts to look good, and then you start to that there is the position where it might be to look good, and then you can start to build this thing from the 3D, right? From forward, inversely, right? So then you bring back data here, corrections, and then you can make more adjustments here in comparison, and also you can even further then see how this might correspond to a 2D character design, and then you can even make adjustments here, 2D propositions, and then more accurately in technical model sheet, and then you can go back to the 3D model with even more okay, so I think here we there's nothing much that I want to explore here because it's very blurry, but we can certainly do the arms now, and that will be the last thing for this setup. So here we need to know the position of the shoulder, this whole thing. So it's apparently we've decided to place this, like, you see, this seems to be half square of these blue ones right there, how on front of the center, and then it goes up to the little more than one and a half, a little more than one and a half backwards. So we need to pick this this idea here to know the placement here of this arm. So one square, yeah, this blue one. So this can also be confused. You need to be sure what is the measurements that we are getting here. Also the, yeah, here will be easier. So we can see here, right? Let's say that I have some arm here. To avoid confusion here, we could get this line here, for example, and it's very on the... Okay, so I don't know how this snapped there, but this is incorrect. So we're gonna move this up. We can adjust that later. The important is that it's... most importantly, it needs to be on the... Okay, so I just not gonna move it anywhere else, so it will stay there. So this is where we're gonna keep drawing. Is it drawing in the... Oh yeah, when I start drawing here, I start to get... Okay, so this will be very messy indeed. So I believe the grids are causing this kind of problem, but I need them, so... Never mind. Oh, so this is... Usually this is on surface, right? Drawing plane view, no? Origin? Surface? No, it's not surface, so... Origin... I don't know, this... I was doing my grease pencil model sheets without even caring about this, and it was working. Sometimes I have to, just this time I'm having this problem, so I'm just gonna keep doing here. Okay, so this will be like the start of the shoulder, right? Then if I'm not wrong, then we have calculated like half square, right? Forward, so it will be here. So it starts to develop the arm, and then 2 squares, less than 2 squares, slightly less than 2 squares, but not less than 1.5. So like 1 and plus 75% of, yeah. So 1, 2, about here, yeah. So this is the wideness of the arm. Let's make this thing like that. I don't care about the rest. So now I need to pick this point. So this is where the shoulder will end, right? You can make some structure here. I don't know. It's just so that we understand that this is the shoulder. And right, okay, so it's sticking here, then sticking out, then we need to continue here. We could try to get this looks like a bit too thin, but probably a better layer, another color. Yeah, this so here we got here, right? So we can get maybe, yeah, I can have the elbow here, here there's nothing else to consider. The height, yeah, but the height is collapsed here. We don't see, so it's just gonna try to match. So about here we got the wrist. We can try to centralize here, like it's really like a tube here. Okay, so should this go forward or backward, or... Yeah, it's about here, right? Okay, then... Now I'm gonna build that hand, so the palm or the back of the dorsal of the hand will be... Right, unfortunately... We'd need more structural lines here to help, right? More grids. So this is... So apparently I've decided that this wouldn't go that far, but now from the top it doesn't look good enough. But we're nonetheless, it's more or less like this, right? So we're gonna try to maintain the... You're gonna also maintain this so you can see the arm from the distance and see if there's any weird anomaly that forms. Yeah, we can probably make something better here at this part. So we're gonna try to maintain this aligned. Here we could have, yeah, if you care about the anatomy, there'll be some bony structures about here, right, for the metacarpals or something like that. All this stuff here, super complex bones articulations, or the advanced technology of the human, natural technology of the human hand. So here we're gonna get... Yeah, so here there is this inclination, right? We won't sit, but we need still to match this position here of the thumb. So this is one point of the thumb, and the other point of the thumb is here. So basically, don't need to match exactly, but something like that. I don't know where it will be, but we're gonna, assuming the hand is sort of relaxed, but no, the thumb here, let's say it is straight here. For rigging, I've decided, I've conceived like that. So we're gonna, so you can probably, maybe I've made a mistake here, so it should actually extend it a little more, so it will be a bulky thing like that, you see. Here these lines here don't really matter, but yeah, so I don't have the... If we zoom in, maybe we can get the clarity here. But I see there's too much confusion out there, so what matters is just try to get... This is just a very sketchy. Yeah, I think here we make this part of the wrist maybe a little... So maybe this hand should start more like here, so you can push this further away. You see, it's a blocky thing. Let's try to straighten it like it, but it is it's already going downward, right? It is straight. I try to straighten it as much as I can, but it is anyways, it's going downward. And here it will have to anyway have a something like that, right? So it's here that not the metacarp, so the metacarpal might be like that. Otherwise the anatomy might look too strange, but then the two phalanxes, they proximal and distal phalanx, they can stay aligned, right? So maybe this is a bit too how to say, too yeah, something is not looking good for the palm itself. Maybe this needs to be expanded, right? But anyways, we're gonna, there's a margin of error here, so we can take this into account. And so even though it looks very creepy, this is probably the best one that I've made, because now I know what some of the typical problems that happen when doing this model shift of the arm and from the top. So I'm struggling more because this is not my because I'm testing a different character style, right? So also but in principle the positioning here should be, despite of all the chaos, it should be accurate enough. So what is causing all this chaos in a great deal is that I'm using these objects here, these proxy objects, as grid, and this is a good idea, but it seems to cause some, it's not perfect, right? They were interesting, but we need to also using the same color for all, the same material for all of them. Maybe this was not a very clean idea, right? So got a bit lazy in managing the materials in this stream. So this but we can, since it's materials, folks, we can solve this immediately. Just remembered, if we are using color attributes, we wouldn't be able to do this, but because this is just material, we can actually do something. Materials are more versatile here in my experience. We got this, we're gonna do this. So let's say this is okay, let's save because we want to avoid some crashing. So let's say not sketch, let's say yeah, sketch, yeah, green, yeah, color, green, this grid we're gonna change into another thing. So we're gonna, so this will be, actually we're gonna place it some whitish color. This will be grid, we're gonna make it so this will be color cyan, or I actually you can make like green, yeah, that just green 1, green 2, I don't like the other colors like red. It confused me, but I use for extra things like cloths, and so I don't use too much things. And there also you have other grids, so maybe this blue one, yeah, so we can, yeah, let's pick an orange then. Hey, I can have a, also can we have a, let's revise this color so we can, this is a cool thing, yeah, you can have also, let's say teal 1, green, this is the yellow, yeah, so we're gonna, We don't have the cyan. Okay, no, need the cyan. So the orders here really doesn't. Okay, let's do the like this. Some sort of rainbowish thing. So let's go and I change these materials now. So it's very simple. We can. Okay, no more quad view. See how annoying this quad view is. It's good, it's great, but it's not sufficient. Sometimes it's difficult to manage. Why I don't have anything here? This seems to be displaced. Okay, this can be dangerous, so let's, I don't know, apply all transforms here. I have to reposition this stuff altogether probably, but I'm not gonna care about this now. Don't know when that occurred, so it's like the floor has disappeared. Am I even using the floor here? The floor is there. Okay. Something feels weird about the. Oh, here. Okay. One thing that was weird. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Let's finish this step. So the front. Yeah, this is the front. We're gonna change it to material, so it's stroke, assign material to orange, right? Why not? Now the first I want yellow. Okay, then the side view. You see, it only it doesn't matter if things are open. They are locked, so we cannot select them. You see, I am not selecting that, so we're gonna change the side view to something a bit more different. So assign material, maybe teal. Yeah, it's not. Okay, that is good. Right, much more clarity now. And now for the top. The top we can use the orange, right? So for this stroke, yeah, this is useless. So you see where the arms they are. Also, it looks like the head is, yeah, they are all together. So we're gonna move. I don't know what is this, but we're gonna use this as a reference point to 3D cursor SZ0, and there we go. And then we select all. Then we can, if we're not satisfied with the position, yeah, we could probably separate. This will be a little difficult now because they are stacking, but if I can identify the where these strokes end and start and end, I could start to do, like, for example, like I can try to get things for the arm here and move this. Yeah, actually it's the opposite. The head thing, we need to move them up about here, right? Okay, hold control, it's already there, so I'm gonna snap it there, and then we're gonna try to select as much stroke as we can for the ears. And this, yeah, I think this was for the ear, so this is not optimal for sure. This is gonna be very chaotic, but we can make some management here. It's feasible. You see, whatever is really important, so SC0, it's not too difficult. Here you see the strokes, they are entities, right? So they come all together there with the proper stroke mode. Select mode stroke. Is this it? Point stroke, yeah. So SC0. And now if I, for example, try to select this, we can see if there's anything that, is there any line here that seems to be from the head? Not sure, right? But we can probably pick this thing here if I'm not satisfied with the color. Maybe we can have different materials on the same thing. So for example, let's say that I try cyan here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so you see, so we can pretty much, yeah, and they are in the same top view, so that's great, right? So this is Grease Pencil. Despite all the complications, it's very interesting. It can be powerful, and then we could use this strategy for multi-layering this as well. But you see, it can be it's tricky. For me, I just want the arms, and the head can stay all in the same dimension. But you see, we could make multi-levels for this. We're going to go crazy on the really but then why just don't start modeling, right? So this is, I think we're not still in the era of drawing in 3D, right? This is, Grease Pencil is not that powerful. Blender, the computers, whatever, it's garbage. We are still in the we are still in Stone Age of the 3D drawing, if there's anything like that. But this is sort of a prologue, I think, so that's very interesting. All right, then the sketch. Okay, so for the sketch, this we will give it some, yeah, I know this one we can you know, I'm gonna make a add to quick favorites, because this is so useful. Let's use the grid, right? And then for the grid, we use the grid, and there we go. Why the sketch is because it's, well, it's a model sheet, right? But we could turn into a, yeah, it sounds weird. Let's skip the grid for the grid, right? So then down here, assign material, we can have blue, right? And so there we go. So now we can have, yay! So it's completed. The, at least yeah, there's something I forgot, the tail of the necromancer, and I wouldn't, yeah, maybe but it, you know, it's so simple thing that you can model directly in 3D. From my model sheet, from my drawings here that I've made originally, it wasn't even clear how that tail would be, like more a wolf tail, fluffy tail, sort of big, right? No, not too big, but also not small. So let's try to do something here. There are still 10 minutes to do something, so it's just a side view. We can go here and no, I have to get the material. This is steel, right? But yeah, tail. So usually if we're gonna, for modeling, it is better to, for rigging, right, we would like to have it straight, right? So I was seeing something like that, right? Like something like this is my drawing, but you see, it might be harder to visualize it straight like here. So I think something like this is why I might not bother in doing this in 2D, but if it exists, it will be something possibly with this shape before it deforms and fall and through gravity and have other things. So, and then from the front view it would probably not appear, right? So anyways, let's see. Yeah, it will appear here, but who cares about this? If I draw this here, that will be confusing. Yeah, so this I think is for my personal project, is this just a distraction that will confuse everything. So now let's leave this to the where it is relevant. It won't help modeling anyways. Gung, this furry tail. Yes, it's furry tail. Welcome. The fuck is a tail? Furry tail. Yes. Furry tail. Yeah. Fairy tail. Yeah. Furry tail. So here we got the fairy tail, the furry tail. So we can get just this good enough here. And as anything else that matter, let's see. We changed all the materials. We assigned, created new materials, separated everything. So we have, so here is the original character design, right? So this is not her, right? This one is my original character design, the Necromancer, on my style in 2D, and this will be the resulting yeah, this is transitional, and this is the model sheet, which is also transitional. It's like it's whip, but this is it's not cleaned up and it's not perfected. It's not like I still need to start modeling the character for mixing up with the, let's see now, the imagery from Dragon Nest. So of course it's not here, this character. Okay, let's hold on, let's clean up. Yeah, so this character here, so it's an archer in archer character in the Dragon Nest, right? So cartoonish, anime-ish action MMORPG from the 2010, very old game at this point. I think it's the precursor of Genshin Impact. I like very much this the character design of the female characters. I think they're very in what anime can be cartoonish and in 3D low poly. I think this one of the best character design I've seen, and it's very simple, right, in terms of geometry, I think. So okay, so here a mashup, right, a mix of my style with this. So they are bulkier characters, they are short, they are very angular also to some extent, right? The limbs are sort of those cylinders things. So but it's very elegant. The textures, of course, always very good artwork. And then yes, let's see what do you have here. You have some other reference. Okay, so here for the head, so this it's a good reference for the front head. Helped me to know the size of the proportions here of the. And what else? No, not this one. And then we have this one. So this model is actually interesting because we can see the more of the body. Then you can see how it might be looking a bit awkward, right? So these are not very common skins maybe when I played. So anyways, you see there's some weirdness on the on the body shapes, right? It's not very I would say it's not very anatomical, right? But they didn't care about that. They just wanted to make the models cute, and with the and the actions, the animations are actually very good. So even though the rigging might be somewhat disruptive if you had time to look at frame by frame, right? But and without the piece of cloth. So but this is not often a problem for games, right? So for many action games especially. So let's go for the, or maybe most games, because rigging can be very difficult, right? So here, what are these other references and why they are not showing in this? Why they are not? Do they have? Oh, they probably lost their. Probably they lost their reference. So it's okay. No problem here. Or was it because I was looking from too far? No, we don't really see them. So the other are just say more of the same character, but character designs. I was trying to explore here the proportions with some reference, because I don't have the ripped models from the game, so I don't need them. But it would be good if I could catch them, or if I saw reference directly of the models, the base mesh on good like poses. But it's very difficult, even in the game itself. It's very hard to get good shots of the character, so it's very hard to find the and so this makes the investigations harder. But we were able to, yeah, I remember I had some interesting feature, another pictures here and there. Okay, I'm gonna look for my folder, then we're gonna close this. So here, let's see, we got a lab, water projects, first. Dragon Nest commands. Okay, got it. Even I found another reference. Meanwhile, that was interesting. Let's get here. Let's get the screen. Okay, now we probably can spot what I'm looking at. So here we got navigate a few screenshots. Very. So yeah, this image I found in Pinterest. I think might be official. This is one of the NPC characters, I think, but they removed some cloths. Okay, so but apparently this gives us some insight, even if it's not official. I believe it's official, but the face doesn't match very well. But maybe the proportion, not even the proportion of the head, I think, but the body. Yes, the body seems to offer some good insight in the proportions of that. So that maintains some relation to what I do in my character design. But see, the torso is quite bulky, right? The hips also, but this I usually do in my own character. The legs are so it's very interesting, right? And then, okay, so here is for some of the mask, right? I showed most of these images here with some ideas of topology for the mask of the anime mask, right? Because my proposition was to make a merge between my topology and my anatomy of the character design. It's more cartoonish, more furry-like, more Sonic, I don't know, with muzzle structure, with this mask here, which is what happens in the, I believe what happens in the, you see, this is Dragon Nest, another NPC character, I guess. So you see the mask is very clear here, what it looks like. Very simple mesh actually, right, for the face apparently. So here I think this might have been ripped or redone, but this is not the archer. So this female character is a bit more realistic. So this is why her proportions, I think. So I'm not gonna take advantage of this. I think this will confuse me more than anything else. Also because I don't know if it's original or not. I think it's not. I think someone just decided to remake it. Here we got some character design that someone probably made after, right? Inspired by the game. They are very different from the elf archer. Okay, the performance is over. So here Kumputas. Welcome, bro. Looks like the eyes are from the games are integrated with the head of the mesh. There is no distinction between eye and face. Yes, and you mean here, right? So yes, it's like a texture eye, I believe, the rig for the eyes, and probably for the mouth too. Maybe the nose also. It's like a. No, you see, the nose is something. There might be some, relief. There might be some stuff there, but they are glued, texture glued on top, right? I see even the mouth there seems to be some slight structure, but I don't think there's actually an opening for the mouth, and probably are correct for the eyes too. So I think this is the. I'm just showing the pictures here because this for assessing the anatomy of the body, right? And occasionally of the face, when you can get some ideas. So of course I'm not gonna make a blank face mask. No, I really want a face mask that would be something like more like you see, you have separated features. So indeed, right? So because I want to rig it, I want to rig as I usually rig. I don't have experience with 2D rigging in Blender, so I know how this works, but it's not that I'm gonna do. I need to try that out eventually. It should be fun, but it's a completely different approach. And so then okay, you see here the cheekbone. No, the cheekbone would be. There's no cheekbone here. Okay, basically it's not salient, but it will be here, right? Very low angle, but this is just a reference, random reference. This was for more about the edge flow of the edge flows that was making comparison and see how they solve the edge flows for the anime mask there, because that's what it looks like, right? So I believe a game like Genshin has models only. What do you mean about has ripped models available? You mean the one game that you can get? Yeah, I know they ripped models from there and start to make some dance videos and stuff like that. Or is that what you're mentioning? Here, yeah, more about to see sometimes online already. Yes, a good thing. So I'm not the character design of Genshin Impact is too anime-ish, so it's not what I would like to do at this point. It could be beneficial in many ways, right? But this is what I find really inspiring. I've played this game like 10 years ago, so this, at that time I was already drawing my own characters in my style, the cartoony one, but I wasn't really able to. I barely used Blender at that time, so I didn't know 3D art. I wasn't really a 3D artist at that point. I was very noobish. Then I had some ideas of but now it's different. Now I've got the cards. now I can model and rig and animate all those cards. But so this diagonal Genshin Impact is like, I think they might have been inspired by this game. I think this game Dragonus might be a precursor, because it's an action MMORPG at that time, 2010, or it was probably one of the best action MMORPG out there. I'm not sure. I'm just, because I've played, it's probably the only one I've played actually action MMORPG, and it was really impactful and sounded really cool. But anyways, the game has a lot of trouble. Okay, so here we got what else. Okay, so in the mask of anime, here's a very clear mask, right? So you see this thing, sometimes it goes, you see here the cheekbone is upper, so these things usually meet sometimes the jawline, sometimes the cheekbone, sometimes both. Sometimes it's not necessary, but it's an interesting feature, because if something has a shape, Then in geometry, it's usually there are corresponding mesh topology that flows better for modeling them, for rigging them. It varies, right? So it's interesting to know that in these anime propositions there is this tendency to have this kind of nose bridge that goes in more anatomic human face. This usually goes all around the mouth, right? From the nose bridge to all around the mouth, right? Because of the muscles. And here we don't have that, right? So which might be worse in some case, but it tells something about I think where this changes here, this angle. This is very anime stuff, right? Okay, my character design don't have this like this, so it's more like puffy, like muzzle, and we need I have of course something like that, but it goes all around, right? There's a proposition and this face loop goes all around, right? And then we have this all around, but they go much wider. So this helps in the universal sonic mouth setup for mouth rigging. It shows that so this is not very wide. It will not help too much in very wide mouth expressions, but it's already okay. But it could be more. In cartoon it should be more. So here we could yeah, so the source, so you see where this picture here, so very hard to get these shots where you see can sort of get, yeah, there's this perspective distortions, but this helps to understand better the proportions. The topology generator doesn't match anatomy anyway. Yeah, correct. This really because anatomy is too complex, right? If you want to shape every element of no, it's maybe even not possible, right? The real anatomy is too complex for a computer to handle data, and you have to consider the bones, the muscles, right? The topology might follow some anatomic elements, like to be chosen between plenty, right? So it's super complex. So we can use the anatomy to shape some elements of topology, mesh topology, or vice versa. Like but so you can pick anatomy as and face loops for rigging, right? Then there's the problem in some anime shading effects, right? Topology also matters. I don't use that, but I know it exists. It's a very different technique than of topology. But yes, usually it's very hard to get anatomically correct topology. It doesn't make sense even, because if you see the human body with all the elements of anatomy, muscle, bones, tendons, fascia, whatever, all the nerves, all those topology, no, you cannot topologize all those things. You'll need like an infinite amount of mesh to density to get all this accurate, right? Doesn't so, but there's this abstraction, right? So in the abstraction we can get some topological effects, right? Okay, what else here? Okay, this already shown. Okay, I know. Okay, this doesn't have this, so this is bad. Then here, yeah, maybe here. Oh yeah, these are some of the pictures I wasn't able to get. So this one would be interesting because we see her tall, straight, mostly straight legs. It's that elf character, but with another costume here, skin, right? So maybe helpful. You see, she's kind of looks thinner here without the leggings and all that thing. So maybe I could have benefits by picking this picture. See, she has a very big head in relation to the body. And let's see what else. Here she is. Here again, you see how the hips are very weird in this pose. But yeah, it is very stylized. Here the hips seems wider than here. So I don't know, sometimes there's some confusing things here. Also you see the hips, how how the mesh is gets very crazy in this low poly, but we get interesting silhouette, right? So stylized, right? So you see, good composition, I'd say. This could be helpful too as a reference. Okay, this not so much, and then okay, this is okay, and that it's finished. So to just give an example of the let's say of the from my what I can show, right? So I have this character here, for example, and a character of mine. So you see here we got, if I go look for the geometry here and the topology, then okay, I have to, so there is some face loops here, right, matching the anatomy, let's say, of the scapula somewhat, right? Then some, of course, of the here I try to get some. So here is not for the anatomy exactly, these face loops. These face loops here are for the, no, not this, sorry, it is this one and this one. This for the, no, something, I'm getting one wrong here. Things, okay, there's two face loops here that which matter. This is for the wave paint layering of the hip tight joint. Yeah, probably this one. So I have area inside which is an intersection area between the torso and the leg, and so this intersection area, and this is the limit. So you have some sort of wave paint layering from the torso and from the upper leg. So the hip thigh joint, right? So hips thigh joint, right? So this super complex to rig, and then also, so these are the thresholds, the here and here. So this and sort of low poly thing. Oh, sorry, there's more. Oh, welcome, Lucas Smith. How are you doing, bro? So wait, maybe I've lost some chat here. No, they are recent message. So hold on, folks. Let me reread the chat here. The topology really low poly. I can tell you that. Yeah. So I know you're doing a webcam. It's not a film, but I would like to in Blender, and I love anything that will help me at all, to no matter how small detail or professional workflows. Welcome, Lucas Smith. So sorry, I don't catch what you're meaning here, but I like to do in Blender, and I love anything that will help me at all. To make a movie, to make animation, film, series, whatever. Yes. Yes. Okay. Animation, right, and scene making for. Yes, I see. So, what are your thoughts on the latest leak, the long unreleased test footage of the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog film has been leaked by an ex-user with a fart fetish? I haven't watched this or checked anything like this. Let's see what this is about. The way they use previsualization. I've just learned this concept. It's so interesting in the screenshots. It's like low poly modeling, is not even final, but no storyboard where there's some sort of workflow where they got. Let me check here what. This will be hard to sort here, but is there any reference image of that? Do you have any screenshot of this in particular? Because here it will be very difficult for me to find anything. But so I can't comment without reference picture here. So let's go here and yeah. So this is the character. Let's see the character. Is that the top lost media buster? Yeah, I don't know what's media buster. Sorry. Let's see. Oh yeah, I need to click this thing. It's X. Okay, this is actually the. Okay, I have to go back to the chat here and check this. The long and release. Maybe I can find it here. And you make the turtle man. No, I just not familiar enough with this. I'm lost here in the. I need a link to access this properly. Sorry, lost media busters. I don't have familiarity with this. With this. Oh, hold on. I think it looks like I found something. Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the plush. Isn't that the horrible Sonic? That everyone complained about. No, that was another one. Interesting. Is that sharing the? Yeah, it is. So you guys can see that what I'm seeing here. Dr. Shurna. So it should be. I click this. Let's click with the control and see what. Breaking news, screenshot from the long unreleased test footage of the live action leaked by a lecture background with a part features. Check them out below. So the pre-visualization, so it should be something like short thread of Sonic Movie 1 test footage, since apparently the world is clamoring for this stuff. Okay, the storyboard thing, right? Colored, right? See, goods for go to next post here. Okay, then we have. Is that still from? Yeah, apparently still from that. I think this. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I don't get the pre-visualization. Why this? What there is to about this that it's interesting. The user is so terrible, but like I don't know how they have those screenshots. So is this if I understood correctly, this is in production, right? This thing they are getting to this to produce, right? The Sonic thing. And then they ripped, let's say like that, directly from the I know I should be doing here. There's some rigging things to develop here. But the stream, folks, if you can say more about this, and I still don't. Sorry, I didn't get the picture. Why? What you're looking for in relation to that? But it's okay. Can bring another moment. The problem is that now I need to leave, folks. I have another thing to do. I would like to continue hanging around and even continue what I was doing, which is maybe some rigging template, right? Rig template of this Dorothy character. But this will be something I'll need to start another, maybe restart. And I was doing good progress here. Like one proposition with the facial rig. Then I need to bring her to the other this updated rig template to the other character, Natasha, right? Sorry for delaying the stream, but Studio's workflows can be so weird. Yes, that's very varied, because you never know who works on those studios, right? who makes the decisions. Sometimes there is a great an important artist that might come, a director, I don't know, someone, not that others are not important, but maybe someone comes with a special, when there are, what happens in big studios, not all of course, but in certain smart productions, is that the people that goes there, sometimes they are very, very creative. They are like, let's say, they are not the best, but they are very creative, right? So when they get there, in order to them to make their creations to flow, if the production, if the direction, if they are wise enough, they would try to favor the artists, right? Their workflows, their personal workflows, right? And so they will favor what are the techniques or the methods, the approach that the artists use to favor their creative workflow. Because if they get bored, if they get stuck in some stupid processes, like sometimes it happens, because the studio now that they want to be like that. No, but this is stupid. I want to make, this is the wrong way to make this artwork, to make it better and faster and greater. And so if the studio starts to understand the needs of the artist, right, then they start to offer some openings, right, to the workflow, and then start to have very, very different workflow than what would be like the. So this is where I believe where some innovations come, right? You get a rigger in case of 3D, right? A rigger, but the rigger has a different idea, different concept. Then maybe they even developed, right? Pixar, they developed their own. They don't use what is open there now. They what is available. They create their own structures, their own tools, and that is like the that is the game changer, right? And then might be, I think, what you mentioned about this weirdness. Sometimes it might be related to this the fact that they might have their really creative folks, and or not, maybe they are listening to any idiot. We never know. We need to be more in touch with what's going inside, but then there is secrets and stuff like that. So here, just let's see what we could have here. Don't worry about, thanks for bringing the questions. It's just that I wasn't familiar, so it took me a while to figure out what. Also, if you can bring some link, it's direct link or some screenshot, that also helps to get it faster. So let's see what could be the something here for this. Maybe I am not even scratching. That's something super easy to do. Re-wave paint eyelids. Let's see the state of this eyelids wave paint. Yeah, this maybe they don't even need re-wave paint, by the way, so we can already. Let's hide some stuff here. We don't want the simplify. We want to simplify. I don't want the wave paint mode to be clustered by bone manager add-on. Let's bring the bone collection. Let's this is in the way, the screencast keys. There's a view. Okay, let's place it to region, set origin. Let's bring it to the left side. Yeah, something like that. Also not plan. Let's go and layout. Okay, here is EV. No, on this. Ah, she's in the high heel stance, of course. Okay, then this needs to be. We can either change it by us addressing some bone like that, or if we have a rig UI with something else. But in this case, I need to, because my not add-on, but maybe I'll have to make into an add-on. But because my rig UI panel is not ready, I need to replay it. Can always get some issue here, not this one, but this one. Yeah, then it appears. Yeah, I need to figure out why it doesn't get by default. I need to click. This should be simple. Okay, so here if you have the bone, then it's custom properties. They are right, fit stance. But if I don't have the armature selected, but I have the rig UI set, then I don't even need this panel. It might be here, a pinned tab panel here. You see here, bone collections will not appear because I've selected the cloth asset. So where's the bone manager? Not there. So now it is here because I selected the armature object. Now it is not so, but I can still have my panel here, my bone layers. So, and here we change the default is 1 for this, but it could be 0. This is it's optional. Okay, so cannot work without this for the rigging process. So here we're gonna, well, can, but it could be very atrocious to do that because the poses will be switching. This we have here, just in case to remember, we have the, oh, you asked about the shape keys, right? So basically the shape keys for this character is, currently I just have anatomic. Now you see that there are some errors in the hands. This is just the anatomic eyelashes. It's because these eyelashes are very stylized, and by having their base like this and a shape key like this, it will prevent some huge, horrible deforms, spontaneously horrible deforms that will occur if, for example, she'd start to close her eyes like that. More for this part, right? Because the mesh is not as regular as something like this, which is very aligned with the eyelids in this case, right? So we can, let's even make this the bases. Yeah, so but I need to fix the bases here, so we're gonna get whichever is not, yeah, we're gonna just pick this yeah, I can do this, maybe a little more. Okay, so whichever is not that, so invert, we're gonna go to here. I want to, let's see if this is it. Yeah, so the arms are deformed, so this is very stupid. I don't know what I corrected there, what I did, but this seems, oh, maybe I can know. I believe this was a correction. I see. I was trying to straighten the arm, right? So actually this is the correct one. I need to push this into the bases. So what I'm gonna do is gonna be this. So because this just affects the eyelashes, right? Well, it's affecting this, but I want to transfer these ones. So I'm gonna vertex blend from shape. I'm on the bases, and the bases from the anatomic eyelashes, but take off the head, I think. And so now the bases have incorporated the... No, it hasn't. Okay, so I don't know what happens. Let's try. I think I need to add to the bases. Yeah, so let's try again. Or maybe I added, but it's... Yeah, I'm okay. This I'm destroying the something. I'm just not getting it right. But folks, sorry, I'll have to leave now. Leave this incompleted. I'm gonna fix it. Here it's working fine, so near no problem. So this anatomic lips. The other, I have a list of the plausible shape keys that would need to be here. The ones that would require to be here. So here no VRM stuff. In principle, it's just not for these characters of the... As for Smith, then if you want leave a message or in the comment or something like about this. You're looking for some sort of instruction on the process of filmmaking, right, in Blender, right, animation filmmaking, something like that, right? I think I might have some references that could help, but you need to state the case if you want that. It can be another day also, no problem. But I love, yes, I would like to make 3D animation like movies, right, a series, but it is I postponed this project like a pet project for the maybe professional for the future, because it is really, for me right now, it's not, I don't have the cards, so I've decided to, no, let's swap to the 3D webcams, which are already very, very challenging, by the way. So this is why I've made this swap, and it was, I think, a smart swap for the time being. If I regret I didn't attempt this before, and at some point I think I'll be good enough, I'll be ready to do something like animation, like even a short small introduction, something like that, animatic, some animation, small, short, very, to see what happens, right? So here where's the shape key? I need to find a shape key. If you reach shape key anywhere, probably I need to do a search here. Shape key for eyelash. No, shape keys. Okay, so anatomic lips. So here's all this purse. So purse, this is something I still am not able to do it with helper bone technique. This is like, if someone knows how to do this, then that is big stuff. Rounded, very, very harsh, because the other bones, they affect. This might be a matter for bendy bone. So this is like the bendy bone experimentation. Re-experimentation, that is, with universal sonic mouth set up, right? So this is like snomic, not sonic. So this is like a waste of time, but it could. There's a very good realistic, cartoony, somewhat furry rig tutorial of mouth lips with bendy bones, and I've talked with that guy, and he's very creative. And his work is very good. So he was showing how he used to make the bones, the bendy bones mouth, and the deforms are really good, but really complicated setup. Like not so complicated, but very tedious to make. And not saying that the things that I do aren't, but yeah, very repetitive workflow, but good results and lots of possibilities out there. And I think he was very successful at making the mouth rounded, but I doubt the mouth would be very cartoonish like the Universonic mouth. So probably he wouldn't have that feature, this kind of features, but for the roundness with bendy bones, that seems to be very good. So this is why maybe I should try it again based on some new ideas now. Kiss shape, this can be achieved with wall quatern skinning method. Also now, because I know another way to achieve the from another recent tutorial, the multi-modifier, right? So that's another topic so we can probably achieve a kiss shape without a shape key, but with this is plausible, totally plausible. I know another riggers that success, but the results might be not always very satisfactory. It depends to which extent we want this shape to be. Puff cheeks, this usually seems to be better with shape key for some reason, and also in VRM we do puff cheeks, so that's actually pretty accurate. It's for me, this is, I have the cards for that now. Test expression, yeah, so that's it. Basically all stuff that are arguably shape key, except for this one I insisted on armature deform and with the Universonic mouth, and no thanks. This is very complicated because the puff cheeks sometimes get close to the lip corner, and I couldn't find a way to solve these waves. It's just too complicated. So shape key here, way to go. If we want a puff cheeks, usually it can be nice. So this is very delicate area. For some reason, this is worth doing a shape key. So see, if I were to do shape keys for the mouth, besides the anatomic lips and the anatomic eyelash, it will just be maximum those 4, and that's it. Possibly some delta, like a combination of purse and rounded, a combination of purse and kiss, if that even makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. A combination of some that might look bad if they are combined, and if we really need to combine them for something, I think but you see, many of those can be discarded. This one I think is the hardest one to discard, because I want the mouth to be very tiny there. I already reduced the rest position of the mouth, so it's not a very big mouth, so now she might suffer with the Universonic mouth rig to open wider the mouth. Not so much in what I've been testing, but that's it, folks. So sorry for the excessive things. We got next week, we'll start again. We bring the pose library max and spam action slots. Pose library. What is the pose library max? Yeah, this is good stuff to do, right? Yeah, this is like but usually that needs the final part of the rigging process, because whatever we touch in the bones could disrupt the keyframes of the action. We can edit the actions of the pose assets. The good thing that I didn't know, but we can. They are actions like with one keyframe basically. And okay, good luck. Thanks. So next week we're gonna bring back still continuing but we'll start modeling the character design of the mixing up of the Necromancer and the Dragon Nest Archer thing. Then then things should start to get funny. And then finally, I still need to think what should be the next project after that for the streams, because otherwise I'll just be doing this boring rigging here. So if you have any ideas, yeah, you can comment in maybe that inspire me to do something for the channel. Yeah, so if you have any cool idea for something that I might stream, like some topic, some subject, some project, then some mini project, some this, if something I can do, then I probably will do. So thanks for watching, folks. Have a nice weekend and happy blendering. Take care and good luck in your projects. See you soon.